Revelation 3131. From the 24th of May 1944. God speaks through the forces of nature. Be fearless and do not despair, for he who speaks to you from the clouds knows his own, and his love keeps you safe. The day is no longer far away which will bring an uproar, and hours which no man will forget. God shows himself in all power, and his voice sounds mightily and cannot be ignored. Once again he warns people beforehand by announcing himself through unusual darkness. He thereby gives his own a sign to gather in prayer and to ask for strength, for intimate unity with God ensures them the supply of this strength. Yet even a thought sent up to him from the heart is enough. But he also still wants to give the whole of humanity the opportunity to take refuge in him, to recognize him and to vow a change in conduct of life. He gives them the opportunity to change their will, but only if you make use of it. And this day will find few prepared people. Most of them will only accept a rare natural phenomenon which will soon disappear again. And therefore the voice of God now sounds more powerful. And all elements of nature obey this voice and unleash themselves. And God speaks to people through the forces of nature, but only very few listen to him, and full of horror they will follow the events, fear for their lives and try to save themselves. And as God has ordained in his wisdom, the end of this natural event will survive those who are still given the time of grace to change. And countless people will lose their earthly life whom God's mercy calls away. However, even these will still have the opportunity to mature in the hereafter, because they had to lay down their lives for their fellow human beings, because a natural event of such magnitude demands human life and their earthly life is thus already ended before its time. Yet they will also experience dreadful things before their death. And their souls can still derive an advantage from it even in the last hour if they are willing, if only they recognize God in the rule of the elements and commend themselves to him and his grace. They lose their life and yet can gain it for eternity. But he stands by his own and gives them extraordinary strength. Their faith will not be shaken even though they experience terrible things and great physical hardship. For this is why he proclaims it beforehand, so that their souls will not be timid when the hour has come. His love is with all who belong to him, whose will is turned towards him. Amen.